Alright, I am taking up the Finn McMissile challenge because I have been, for a while, secretly obsessing over 3D cake art. There is a book online on Amazon to be able to tell you how to do 3D cake art. I will be getting this book in the future because I am obsessing over it right now. So, my mom has tried Finn McMissile, so it is
several times,
okay? This is why it's been so long coming. So I am trying now. I have gotten a carving cake recipe off of Amazon. I mean, not off of Amazon, off of the internet. I found it on a website. So I will be trying this one. So basically, for this one, for the carving half of the cake, which is going to be the base of Finn McMissile, basically you ignore this, okay? You don't need to use this. So, here we go. It has said that people have had success just point blank putting the stuff in, and my margarine for the other half of this recipe is entirely ready. It says soften, but I've decided to melt it to save some hassle. Okay, so here we go. It's just for the blue half of the car. Now, the website says I prefer Betty Crocker. This is your choice for what you try.
We need blue.
Well, we need blue, so I'm going with that one. And my camera person should not be concentrating on carrying the box. I should instead be focusing on me here. Okay, and then sour cream. This is 1 cup of sour cream in this in advance, pre-measured for my convenience. In order for a cake to be carvable, it's got to be just flat out, it's got to be harder, cuttable, and stiffer to be able to support what you'll be doing with it. So,
did you need a spoon?
Sour cream just falls right out.
Okay.
Okay. And 1 cup of water. I've had the resident sprayer spray for me the pans. At this point you do not need Finn McMissile because at this point all you need is the awareness of Finn McMissile's shape. This here is 1 cup of flour. I'm using an electric mixer because, well, I admit it, I am lazy. 1 cup of granulated sugar. It emphasized the granulated half. But I'm not aware of any other forms of sugar.
I am.
Okay, that's the sugar, that's the flour. Oh, that's right, traditionally with all cakes, traditionally with all cakes you need eggs. Not 1 egg, ha ha ha. Not 2 eggs, oh. You notice I use a knife to just kind of put the crack in because, well, I like to do it. You need 3 eggs! Oh my goodness, the cholesterol.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Now then, down goes the mixer. You lock your mixture down. You put on your splash protection unit. You get it, on one here, get a little bit of round and round and round it goes. Oh my goodness, if I was a mixer, I'd be busy. Now you go up to 2, and then, oh my goodness, this thing could be puking if it was a person. There you go. A nice, comfortable 4. You just kind of let it do its thing now, and you just kind of relax. And at this opportunity here, you take, while that's running, to deal with all your, oops, yeah, that's the sugar one. Deal with all your stuff you don't need. Okay, so that way, if you're watching this and you're going to be making it with me, well, I'm going to be explaining explain to you what some stuff's for. Unfortunately, you're going to have to get a whole pack of these because this is going to be used for the rear view mirror. I'm going to be using 2 of them for his rear view mirrors. If you want, you can also use them for eyes or, you know, whatever, or spell somebody's name on the hood. This here is going to be for shaping the upper half, and this here is the white, white for his smile, and this here is the black for his mustache and his grill. I completely ignored this. This was accidental. That's for something else. Okay. Now at this point, the mixer should be done its job. You notice I gave it an abnormally long extra amount of time to mix. Well, you see, I'm going to lift it up now. I'm going to look in here, making sure that it's one consistency, because you cannot, because this is going to be carving, you can't have any imperfections in it.
You gotta use a spoon for a bit.
And I'm going to have to get a spoon out. We have some problems in here.
That's what we always do anyway.
Normally when I do a cake, it's just a cake, like the volt symbol or something like that. It's just basically a cake shape. I normally don't, you know, sweat over the little bit of dust that's on the edge, but because this one's going to be carving, and anybody who's done carpentry will tell you that any imperfections in the wood makes for problems. Yeah, I already see plenty here. So I'm putting here an emphasis, okay? I'm going to be being very here anal about this one. If you want to do this, thoroughly mix. All right. So that's going to be mixing for a bit. So I'm going to be covering the other one so that way you know. This here is a pound cake. This is for filler. With this one, with this pound cake here, just follow the back. In a bowl, 2 eggs, half a stick of margarine, 2/3 cups of water or milk. Okay, this here is base fill. Okay, so Finn McMissile's unique shape, if you're not aware of it, he's actually a Mitsubishi. That's his car manufacturer, okay? I'm familiar enough with that car. This here is going to be the actual main car body, so this is the blue cake. This here's the pound cake. There you go. That's your Finn McMissile's basic main appearance. All right, let's check the mix and see if it's actually now thoroughly mixed. Okay, it looks thoroughly mixed, but gotta be absolutely sure. Yeah, it's ready. In my opinion with cakes, if it tastes good in batter form, then it tastes good. This is my first time trying this. Well, I have to admit, I am surprised. I'm actually surprised. I was kind of afraid it was going to ruin the whole cake flavor. It didn't ruin the cake flavor. Alright. It actually tastes good. Well, if it's carvable though, we'll be finding out in a bit. This one's going to be getting carved like there's no tomorrow. Now, the entire mix goes in this pan. All of it. Every last drop of it. Now, if you want to have a harder time carving and shaping something, I'll tell you right now, so you're aware of this, it is easier to remove than it is to put back. So when you're carving, go bigger because then all of the shapes is bigger, everything is bigger. It will be easier to work with. You notice I'm trying to get every last drop out of this thing. That's because I need this pan as absolutely full as possible. Now, you can try pound cake for the entire build, but I don't know how well that works. Okay, because I'm going to be doing pound cake next, I want to use the electric mixer again, so that means unfortunately our electric mixer only uses, well, only uses one bowl. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot some water in here, take my rag. I don't want cross-contamination here of the pound cake. I don't know how pound cake will react with this part of the recipe. This is a really complicated recipe here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about the complicated nature of this one. Because normally I like to kind of make them so that way, you know, you can do it with your kids, your loved ones. But this one here is going to become where I would recommend, you know, wouldn't recommend letting the kid kind of do the carving part of this. That is until you give your kid the good, 4 points about knife safety and how to always cut away from your person and all that.
In C Sparkle's Corner, this is viewer request day because this was a viewer request. And thanks to my son, hopefully this viewer request will have it.
Okay. That's clean enough. Okay. Now let's put this bad boy back together again. Humpty Dumpty sat on a big wall. Humpty Dumpty took a great fall. All the king's men and all the king's horses couldn't put Humpty back together again. Okay, now for the pound cake, and given I've covered the ingredients, I'm just going to go straight in and put them right in. Use scissors, not a knife. I'm just having to be a little bit crazy. That, I know how to handle a knife. This bag was pretty full too. Okay, that's that.
You just got stuff on your laptop.
It's powder. It's not liquid. The egg. Second egg. Now, because this one's just filled, I'm going to only marginally be worried about the thoroughness of the mix. Oh, by the way, preheat oven. Use the pound cake for the preheat part.
$350 degrees.
In our case, our pound cake is the Betty Crocker, and that's $350. Again, it recommended using Betty Crocker. We use Betty Crocker's pound cake as the basis. Sorry about being kind of quiet here, instead of just, I'm kind of concentrating around trying to figure out how to position everything. Alright, now you notice how this time around I didn't even spoon check the pound cake. That's because, like I said, this is just material. That's all this is. This is material fill. All this is just basically just to have me have some material to work with for Phil, and pound cakes just have to be a good stiff cake. In fact, you can even see some of the fire right there on the top. Like I said, not worried about it. Okay, they basically swing your oven open. Then, because you're going with your pound cake goes in first. Then your blue goes in. Now then, you know what? This part, I would say, see you in a bit, but you know what? I want to have my mom talk to you a bit about the butter spray and about how it changed our cooking here in the kitchen.
Hi, and I'm Sea Sparkle, and this is Sea Sparkle's Corner. And since you forgot to put the butter in the pound cake.
All right. Something's been brought to our attention. My attention, to be exact. Now you notice that even though I've only had it in there for a second, I used the glove to get it out. Now when you forget something, it's no big sweat. This is all you have to do. You basically pull it out as long as you catch it quick enough. You just give it a good shake to get it and everything out. And then...
You're making a mess.
Unfortunately, you're going to inevitably be making a mess. Now in this case, it was the margarine I forgot. But these things happen. These things happen.
As long as somebody remembers.
As long as somebody catches your little oopsie, it's all fine.
Careful. Where he already pre-mixed it, he's just doing a quick.
This is just a quick stir. Now, unfortunately, I did scrape the pan some. So that means basically the pan's not.
Don't leave the cake mix in there while you're washing.
Now we got a double sink, and we're doing a wipe down to get all the mix out of this pan here. Just be careful not to splash. Now, the reason I put the bowl in the sink is I just didn't want it to drip all over the floor. Now I'm gonna have to go get a dry towel.
No, that's reuse.
How about these? These good?
Yeah, those should be dry.
All right, good.
For those who know and watch Sea Sparkle's Corner, we have a guinea pig, and his towels, because he's a guinea pig, and we bathe him and take care of him, has guinea pig, we wash everything and we just let him have his own towels. And I don't want use it for anything but reuse, because I don't put fabric softener. I don't want to risk him getting allergic to anything. I'm very protective of our little guinea pig. Plenty, stop.
Alright, like I said, this one is just mostly fill. So
Crisis averted.
So this one's going to be on the top actually, so you know, you can use probably almost any cake. I just recommend like a pound cake, or if it works, the modified cake box recipe. If it works and it's, you know, tough enough to take being cut up and carved. Okay, now the pound cake goes in. Now that I've got the margarine in it, and then I'll let my mom now talk about the butter spray.
I used to use vegetable shortening, which some people call lard, to spray everything, but we still ran into issues. I wasn't able to successfully do a waffle recipe, and cake still occasionally stuck to things. We almost don't even use it anymore. Now, I started using this butter flavor per my son's suggestion, and I found every time I do it, there's something in this consistency, the way the spray is made, that since I've used this, every waffle recipe I've done has been successful. Even the rainbow waffles, delight that we did this morning, and cakes come out better too. But the key is you don't underspray and you don't overspray. You gotta just kind of give it a good foam over everything, and you'll always be successful. Now I buy 10 cans at a time to make sure I have a supply. And as always in Sea Sparkle's Corner, it's fun, and which David did not tell you, that if you look at the recipe here, 3 seconds, the pound cake, which is in 1 loaf pan, says to cook it approximately 50 minutes, but the blue cake will take longer. So what we'll have to do, I'm going to time it, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, about 11:30, 11:25 our time, about 50 minutes. We'll probably check it.
Toothpick test.
We'll do the toothpick test in a half hour with the blue cake, knowing the pound cake will take longer. So we'll see you in about 40 to 50 minutes. We'll see you in about an hour, basically. Don't go away, stay tuned. Okay, it's been an hour, and so we're gonna remove the blue cake out of the pan. As you can see, it's done perfect. Take your spatula, carefully go around the side. This is going to help reduce any sticking.
Now, so that way y'all know, is that this is the part that ironically has cost us a couple of Finn McMissile cakes, is that any damage to any piece of the cake that comes out, especially the base one, is make it or break it time.
Okay. This pan is too big, we need the smaller ones. Okay, take your smaller cookie sheet, put it on, I need a smaller cookie sheet too. Put it on side like this, okay? You want to put it on top. Okay, I can't do it with gloves on. Okay, we're going to do what's called inversion. Flip it upside down like this. Pop it. Crap. Stuck.
Oh no, this ain't good.
It's stuck in there. It's stuck on the bottom. The pan should have been floured on top of it, but this is a new recipe that was never done before in this house. I'm gonna try and do, you have to get the cake out. I can see where it's stuck. It's stuck right there. We've got it. It's perfect. It's totally usable. Okay, put the cake in there.
I stopped breathing. I got so worried.
That's a difference with experience, sage experience. Okay, now take your second cookie sheet. Watch me. Put it down to the bottom. Now invert your cake again. And voila. That's a usable cake for carving. Now, when you're going to carve, you need to have the cake completely cool. So nothing happened. So we're just gonna leave this cool till it's completely happened. Now, we're gonna go to the pound cake part.
Which that'll probably just fall right out.
All right. This was a pound cake recipe. Now watch how I'm getting the cakes out. Okay? Because how I'm getting the cakes out and getting the cake out undamaged is either gonna make or break your recipe.
Especially in this case.
Okay? So, this is called the inversion technique. And you've got to try.
Turn the pan so it's easier to reach them.
It's no use, I can't do it without those gloves.
Do it like this. Mine. Do it like that.
No, because
It'll still land in it.
I need to find
Here.
thinner gloves.
Here, take this. Take this. Let me.
The cake pan is still too hot.
It's fill. It's a fill cake.
It's still too hot.
Watch. Okay.
The pan itself is too hot, which is why I was trying to find gloves.
Now watch this. Which one have it land at?
The pan is prepped for inversion.
Thumb slipped. Need a spatula.
You gotta do the banging. Always on the cake.
I know, but I need a spatula so I can pry it up. So I can pry the pan up.
The cake's not ready yet for removal. Still stuck in there. You need to re-invert the pan. It's starting to come. No, it's not. David, you gotta flip it back. You're not listening.
I know.
Jumping the gun. Careful. You got to use the spatula technique gently. Can you do it? Must have been a spot I missed. Yeah, it's able to come out. There's something somewhere. Don't break it.
I'm not breaking it. It's fill too, which is a good thing. Oh crud. Bottom.
That's why you gotta bang it.
It's not the whole bottom.
When you're using that on there, it's stopping the bang from doing its thing. You want me to do it? Oh, it's hot.
I know it's hot.
Try it.
Well, one thing for it, I don't like doing it.
No, you're not going to use the spatula. You're going to break it.
Trying to get some lift so I can get it on the glove. I don't like doing this one. The bottom's stuck. The entire bottom's stuck. It burned to the pan a little bit. It's
Well, we
fill
followed
anyhow.
it.
It's fill anyhow.
Here.
So it's no big. It's just fill.
Here. We followed the recipe exactly.
Unfortunately, it's just sucked up.
This isn't an issue. This isn't an issue.
It's just fill, so it's no big.
This isn't.
It's a fill cake for the top of Finn McMissile.
There we go. See? It's not a problem. When they go to frost it, when it is cool, they can just frost that piece to it. Let me show you a trick, as this is going to be cooling. Okay, but this needs to cool. Okay, now these need to cool, and then David's frosting is part of it. And sometimes cakes take a little. Why that happened on that pound cake was because we took it out of the pan. David washed it, but the pan wasn't fully dry. So when we sprayed it, it just stuck a little. And that's all that happened. The pound cake is not burnt or anything like that.
Actually, that rack in the oven needs to go up for cakes.
And it's just something that just kind of happened. As you can see, it's not burnt in the pan, and it'll be easy to clean. It's just that when you do make your cake, make sure you get all the ingredients, and then David could have gone and got another pan to cook the pound cake in, but he just decided to wash it, and it wasn't fully dry, so it wasn't really ready for the cake, but it's okay. But I'm just simply explaining to you so this doesn't happen to you. My son is a wonderful cook, chef. He's been cooking for years, and no one's perfect, and we all, you know, do little mistakes. And
Phil, anyhow.
like he said, this is full, and so this is gonna cool, and this is gonna cool. We're gonna let this cool until this afternoon when we come back from an errand we've got to do, and then he's gonna pick up on the carving. So stay tuned for the Finn McMissile Project Adventure. There is Finn McMissile. And
All right, so at this point, you've prepared your pound cake and your modified blue cake. So now you'll need your picture of Finn McMissile. And because it raised so much, I've decided to cut the difference and get a really big knife out. This is out of my personal collection of bladed tools. As you know, I'm a bit of an aficionado. So now what I'm going to do is the bulge that developed up, I will be removing. That way I get this level spot here on Finn McMissile. Now, at this point, I want to get down there to the level with the cake so I can see what I'm cutting. And hopefully my Bowie is sharp enough to do a clean enough cut. Now, I'm taking it nice and easy because at this point, mistakes cannot be had. Which means I'm basically taking an avenue of risk I normally do not like to do. In fact, normally this knife doesn't even come in the kitchen except when necessary.
careful, you're going towards your hand.
Okay, now at this point, I need what I'm going to be calling my debris bowl. That ain't gonna cut it. In fact, I'm gonna take this from my debris bowl. Okay, here's the debris bowl. Now, as you can see, the recipe has made it quite a bit gooier than I'm used to. I did not expect this. I mean, this is, wow. It's like I turned the...
Why don't you just wash your hands?
I've turned this cake into a bit of an adhesive. Well, if I wanted a clean job, I wouldn't be doing a recipe show right now. Okay, I've now got...
Which he's a volunteer for.
Which, I've now, you see, I've made this nice level here surface. So at this point, I'm going to rinse my hands off, because I'm about to be handling the pound cake. And yes, the pound cake will be being turned blue with frosting. Mm-hmm. But I've just simply made the pound cake a pound cake because it's mass. Okay, so at this point, now I'm going to be flipping to a second reference picture. Okay, so Finn McMissile is a two-seater coupe, and he's got a trunk. So I've now got to figure out the trunk in relation to the hood.
This is flatter.
Okay, so we got the hood here. Flipping it around. Okay, so that means the pound cake has to be about that big. Okay, so now I'll bring the pound cake over, check its width. Well, it's a sacrificial mass anyhow, so. Okay.
perfect.
The pound cake is about perfect, but not perfect enough. But that's okay. Now, too small. So now what I have to do is, within the pound cake here, I have to lock for the door, carve back for the downward trunk slope. I'm surprised my mom ain't freaking and panicking right now.
My son knows I'm a little protective of him.
So that means taking the curve off the pound cake for the roof line. Okay, more for the debris bowl. Okay.
Oh, by the way, the debris bowl, as he calls it, is edible.
Actually, the debris bowl is that it's debris because I can use the pieces for filler or whatever. Okay, I've now made the roof line. Okay.
Watch your hands.
Okay. Now to curve that out for the trunk, which means now I need a smaller knife. Okay. Okay. Now for a test fit.
Hold on.
Okay, I flipped this over because I just noticed something, was that the curve from the pan has made the front windshield. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take and break this bit off here, and then I'm going to break this bit off here. Like I said, this is filler, okay? Okay, so now I'm going to pull this off, and get ready to see some magic. This is where you want your blue frosting. Do not use these.
Then I can eat them.
Open up your frosting. Get out your frosting knife. And frosting, frosting, frosting! This is that way the top of Finn McMissile does not slip. By the way, my uncle here, who's not an automotive guy, can
He's gonna help with Finn
he
McMissile.
can talk and hang out and chat, and if he wants to.
That's the car.
I love it. That's Finn McMissile. Looks a bit like the Gullwing Mercedes, except with standard doors.
Looks more like a Corvette. Actually, it's probably an Aston Martin.
Probably, considering he's supposed to be a British car.
What's it called?
Finn McMissile Cars
Finn McMissile Cars 2. I've got 2 pictures on there.
Finn McMissile.
Don't forget his eyes are white.
I know.
Finn McMissile's car too. That Finn McMissile's.
Finn McMissile's Car 2 movies.
Disney.
It's technically Finn McMissile.
Finn.
Oh,
It's Finn, not Fins.
Finn McMissile. Okay, I got it now.
Okay, now, remember the piece that broke off from when it stuck to the pan? Put in some frosting so I could stick that back in. And I'm going to use that to make the curve.
Could have used some of these pieces.
I got a piece that came off from there.
Actually, you need to trim off here and here because if you look, you see the ridge that's right there?
Yeah.
So you're going to have to make that narrower.
Yeah.
Well, it's technically a cake version.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's a cake version.
It's not going to be perfect.
Yeah, and this is my first 3D cake.
Well, after 9 tries.
Yeah, it looks like a 56 cord of that. Let me get a better picture of it.
Okay, so this is the piece that broke off, which I'm going to ironically be turning into the back windshield.
Cool. You're doing better than me. I destroyed 8 cakes.
Well, that's because you can't use traditional cake mixes for this. You got to use a modified cake mix. When you use cake mix and a pound cake.
So that's the secret agent in the movie, right?
Yeah,
The one that talks like that?
Yeah.
British accent? Yeah, okay.
To viewer request.
All right, now I want to blue in for the top of the roof. Like I told you, the pound cake is just that. It's just fill. It's just basically the fill, so I don't have to basically frost, refrigerate. And by the time you're done, you got this mound of frosting, which makes it.
So you've got black and white frosting as well?
Black's in that can, white's in that can.
Okay, cool.
Which I wish. I'm going to need the chocolate frosting. So what I want to do is I'm going to use chocolate frosting for the side windows and the front window.
Doug, would you get the chocolate frosting out of the upper cabinet too?
Well, the black is for the windows.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I know the black's for the windows, but I don't want to stand here going spray layering.
Doug, it's up there in that cabinet with all the desserts.
It's a dessert cabinet.
Thank you.
So I was going to be
Kind
using.
of hard to get to.
You can basically take your time, stand there, and be layering literally black frosting for the windows, but I'm taking the lazy route here.
Well, we got black right here that I bought.
I'll probably use that for the front window. Then we use chocolate for the side windows to save.
The front window's
save
white
some
with
time.
black eyes.
Yeah.
The windshield.
Yes, I'll probably get.
Try to do it accurate. I don't want to have to do it again.
Like I said, the person can stand there going, taking hours and hours doing the black frosting, but I'm not. So I'm doing the side windows too.
There's not that much black. It's just the eyebrows.
Yeah, it's an Aston Martin, I think. DB1.
Okay.
The windows aren't black.
Side ones are
No, they're not. They don't look black to me.
more like gray.
They're not, David.
They're black.
They're
That's
gray.
the toy. That's the show. One there.
Yeah, well, you go by that one.
Mm-hmm.
I would. Got to differentiate it from the body somehow, blacks, you know.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to make it translucent, that'd be kind of difficult.
Yeah, especially in a cake.
You need to explain what you do.
All right, so I'm right now getting the back windshield,
Side windshield.
and now I'm doing the front side for where the door is.
Driver's window.
This one's the driver window. And then I'm flipping around.
Probably to turn the cake.
David, turn the cake around.
There you go.
Turning around, maybe realize I had that little mistake there. Now, run for another check style. Okay, now the back passenger window. Now this window. All right.
What?
I'm not going to say it, but we needed a can of blue spray. But I'm going to try to do like that there. Problem solved. I just knife scraped in some. Okay, now the back window.
You have to just spread it out.
Okay, there's the back window, which you can take a knife and spread it out, but I'm not taking the chance because I might mess up the blue. Okay.
White.
And now for the front. Almost it.
That's gonna be hard.
Be right back, 1 minute. Dang it. Okay. Okay.
He's also got chocolate chip cookies that he and chunkies that we got.
Alright, here goes the big white front window. Now at this point you can go however expressive you want. Just by adjusting the top of the window and the position.
Probably should move over.
David, you gotta have some blue on top. You're going too high.
I know.
See, this is going to need a lot of editing.
Now what I'm trying to do is trying to get the front window to look kind of recessed a bit, which is basically where his eyes is.
Nice.
Which looks like the effect got pulled off. That blue's almost completely dead. Alright. Now at this point you can use mini cookies, which we're out of.
No. Hold on. I'll go get some.
I just checked that. The box is just debris.
Hey everybody, I'm watching this just like you are. Of course you can edit that out.
As she wants to. Okay. So, well, she's going to see that I'm right and that we're out of the minis.
Dave,
What?
do you want the...
There you go.
I need at least 2.
We're using Oreo minis for eyeballs.
Yep.
They are, rather. I'm just a spectator.
Yep. So I'm going to kind of put them like that.
I like it.
Yep. And now,
He's doing way better than me. Mine totally was ruined.
like I said, you got to use the right thing. Okay, I'm going to use these 4 wheels just because I like this type of cookie.
You really need to make a V come down in here because you see right there for his eyelids.
Let me get a...
Alright, or you can have them. Basically,
Yeah, any way you want.
here's a sample of
Yeah.
one expression. You're like,
Right.
"Yeah, I'm the suave guy."
Right.
We got this one, here's from the toy. So, you know, you
You need
can
this?
express them any which way. Nope. Now, at this point, I'm just doing it this way because, well, the name of it, we kind of tried to make our recipes
You
easier.
need to make the window correct here. You need to-
Yeah, I gotta, yeah. I'll be going back and doing repairs, just trying to get it overall built.
Yeah.
I need a pair of scissors, believe it or not.
It's looking good.
Okay. At this point, this is Finn McMissile and cake, remember that. So you want to kind of trying to cartoon it up a bit. Now, for this little bit here, you only need 2 of these, which fortunately I have to get a whole pack for the 2.
Good.
Here's one rearview mirror. And gotta try.
Probably should put them on after you frost it.
Oh, I'm not going to frost this. This is just stained blue.
No, you need to frost that.
Yeah.
Needs frosting. Needs blue frosting on it. It really does.
I guess so. Might as well frost it.
Yeah.
If I got enough blue.
Wait a minute, you want to... I almost got to eat them.
You gotta have it all uniform looking. Just go with
spread it
thin. There you go.
Just thin. So you're not ripping the cake up.
I'll try this cake's gonna be a lot harder to rip than traditional cakes. So this is a special cake recipe. There's no other cakes that's ever been in this house like this one. It's the first of its kind. So that means basically if you want a full uniform, you've got to up your blue frosting too, so you can have a bit of extra.
And there's what we're shooting for.
Mostly trying to shoot for.
There's another knife if you need it. But David's got the official frosting house. Frosting cake mix. You should have bought 2.
Yeah. Yeah, she got 2 blues.
You only told me to buy 1.
Well, I didn't plan on frosting this half.
You still gotta frost the sides and.
Well, he can just say to be frosted.
Alright. So now, get a couple of these out.
You should have used chocolate between the 2 of them to save the blue for the outside.
Yeah. Hey, first time going for 3D cake art.
Yeah, you're doing good.
Yeah. Creeper will be up next. Except that one will be in cookie. There's review mirrors. Okay.
He used a small white.
Those are the 6 lits. My Sweetworks.
And that's what he used in place of the mirror on the vehicle.
Alright, now a little cross strip for the engine hood, which I really need to work on that. Okay, drop down. Now this is the part you're probably going to see because of the curved way it is, but we'll try to get a mouth down here. You can frost this blue if you want. It's up to you. There, put a little smile. Okay. Get 4 of these little beauties out.
They're gonna be too big for tires.
Way too big for tires.
Yeah.
I told you that.
Yep.
You need some of them minis.
But it looks like Dale ate them all.
Yeah, I know.
Using Oreo minis.
Well, we'll be using Oreo minis if we had more.
Dale ate them all.
Yeah. And the Chip-tastics are, well...
That's what you told me to get.
Yeah, I know. I expected it to be a wee bit bigger, but I had planned on filling the pan out. So, time for a little bit of an effect.
No.
Yeah.
Turn the other way around. There you go. You see how the tire is eaten up by the fender wheel?
Yeah.
Cut it smaller.
Got to go more forward.
You need to cut that cookie smaller.
Yeah.
And you could even take and cut out a section there to recess the tire up into there.
Well, I ain't going for that. That'd be really hard. But, yeah, I can do like this. Get a little bit of a wheel look.
Yeah,
Which
cut.
is why I was going to put...
Alright, you're doing.
Yeah.
Which is why I was going to put marshmallows underneath to raise it up.
You need to go more forward more with the tire.
Yeah, there we go. Remember, I'm not a professional at this, so...
Right. Then it's the first time trying.
Yeah, first 3D cake art.
Yeah.
I was gonna do a Minecraft
What happened to
creeper.
the marshmallows I bought, which would have raised it up?
I'm not raising this. Do not, I repeat. Show me. Do not use marshmallows ever to raise up a cake. Marshmallows do not sit level. You will just break your cake up. In this case, it might be tough enough to be raised up.
Yeah.
Just don't try it. Just make it look like the tray's the bottom of the car or whatever. It's up to you. You got two choices. You can use a pan.
More cakes would have been put another cake on the bottom.
Now, you could make another cake for the bottom of it to raise it up to be the underside of the car.
Right.
But the more layers you add, the harder it is to work with the cake. Okay? Now, I'd say...
Just smooth everything out and touch it all up.
Yeah, now, basically at this point it's just basically smoothing out, touching up, working on here, working on there. But basically, that's most of the major work done on Finn McMissile. You can basically at this point spend hours and hours and hours touching up, improving, making it look better. But I'd say overall, in cake, not a bad likeness. Especially for somebody that's never done it before.
You got a vague idea of what it could be.
Mm-hmm. But if you want to use 3D cake art, use the recipe that you saw me do earlier. So me and Mom now, I'm going to spend some time smoothing it out so you can keep watching or go watch one of our other videos if you like. As always, like, comment, subscribe.
Okay, and there you have it, but yada yada whatever.
Well, you got the idea of the gist of how to do it. My son basically was a success. Now, if you want to have the wheels higher, make another layer of a cake like chocolate or something so it's dark, put it under there, recessing the wheels, you can do that. My son's got the touch up, but basically that's the how to make the Finn McMissile. Feel free to subscribe and hope you like this viewer request. This is the best we've ever done, and we're I'm happy with it, and I think it turned out looking excellent. You have the recipe how to do it, you can just perfect it on your own.
And you can probably go to a bake shop and buy a mold of Finn McMissile and then just frost it in the proper sequence.
Yeah, but they don't have Finn McMissile molds. We already looked into that.
Or out here we don't.
Not out here where we are, but you
Mostly they got Lightning McQueen
and they don't have it on Amazon, which I already did check. So, but there it is, and thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to share. That's a basic of how to do a Finn McMissile car that matches with what we have. So as you can see, that definitely, I think it's wonderful.
Okay.
There you have Finn McMissile.
Remember, we do try to make these recipes fairly easy. So I wasn't going to stand here and make you watch me spend 5 hours sculpting.
Okay. Thank you for watching, and as always, the fun never ends in the world of smart. Feel free to subscribe. Hugs and kisses from my family to yours. And as always, the fun never ends in the world of smart. Stay tuned for more and exciting videos, and I hope she likes this viewer request because we've really been trying to work on it for a very long time.
Okay,
Bye, everybody.
How do you shut it off?